Well, I was just about to turn around and tell my love that was a lovely walk we had in the park the other day with the little fella. And that's where I stopped. I stopped because I couldn't remember who else was there with us. I remember that the bike and the pram were leaning on two benches in the park, but they were both empty. I couldn't picture who else was with us. I remember the two girls sitting on the slope chatting. They looked like they were really good friends, and were really enjoying chatting to each other. They looked familiar, but I didn't know them. I remembered throwing stones with the little fella into the fountain, but who else was there? I would surely remember the reflection in the water, or an extra shadow on the ground, but I couldn't see anything extra. I remember the Muslim-looking lads walking across the park looking like a football team or something in their tracksuits. I remember an ex-convict type lad on one of the benches with his coat folded in his arm. I remember some business types looking at us as we played with the little squishy football and followed the little fella to the trees. But I don't remember who else was with us. It's a funny feeling, but I am sure there was someone else there with us. I remember talking to my love about her sister's work and the job she was doing and the charity crowd who were folding their business. And we talked about that whole area for a bit, and the different models, and what worked, and what was obviously a bad blueprint for doing business. But who was chatting to us or listening when we were talking? Where were they standing when we were standing to either side of the little fella, engrossed in conversation? I hate to admit it, but there was a good chance that there was no one else there at all, that it was just us all the time. So why would I get the feeling that someone else was there? I suppose the truth is I've often had this type of feeling in my life. Often I remember an event and I recount who was there. I'm left with the feeling that I'm leaving someone out or forgetting someone. Even when I'm in a car sometimes, I'm trying to remember who was in the passenger seat beside me when there was no one, or who was in the back seat if I did have a passenger. I tend to think about this type of thing a lot when I get the chance, but recently I haven't had too much time to make up too much stuff to attach too many mysteries to. It can also be a relief to bring this type of thought pattern back to earth and clear up the mind and carry on living, even if I am leaving someone out. But the explanation to this most recent mystery is simpler than I first thought. We're due another baby quite soon. My love has another little fella in her belly. So, of course, there was someone with us in the park this time. And yes, they can hear everything when they're awake. Even in there. Even from their little cocoon, where they make no reflections and cast no shadows out here in our world yet.